Hello students, future doctors and engineers. Welcome to our YouTube channel MedJigJam, where smart work is always preferred over hard work. I am Pansa with cream of the theme series in physics, starting with class 12th. And we are doing chapter 1, electric charges and field, in which today we will discuss last part of this part 10, which covers problems, numericals based on applications of Gauss theorem. So let us start doing question. Question number 1. Consider the charge configuration and a spherical Gaussian surface as shown in the figure, While calculating the flux of the electric field over the spherical surface, the electric field will be due to. So this is the first question based on application of Gauss theorem. Whenever we find flux, we write for what? Flux equals to Q inside Gaussian surface upon epsilon naught. For calculating flux, electric flux, we take Q which is inside the Gaussian surface, which is in this figure is Q1 plus Q1 and minus Q1. But when we calculate the electric field, that electric field will be due to all the charges, whether it is inside the Gaussian surface or it is outside the Gaussian surface. So electric field will be in this case due to Q1 plus Q1, due to minus Q1 and due to Q2 also. So if you see the options, there is Q2 only the positive charge, all the charges, plus Q1 minus Q1. So option C will be correct in this case. Okay, this is the first question based on applications of Gauss theorem. Let us do the second question. Okay, this question appeared in JEE Mains 2016. The question is that the region between two concentric spheres of radius A and B, this is radius A and this is radius B, two radius are given respectively, has volume charge density rho equals to A by R, where A is a constant and R is the distance from the center. R is the distance from the center. In this, rho equals to A by R. At the center of the sphere is a point charge. Okay, at the center of the sphere is given a point charge capital Q. The value of A, that A we have to find, the value of A such that, condition is given such that electric field in the region between the sphere will be constant. So this is the region between the sphere. In this region, the electric field, in the whole in this region, the electric field should be constant. For that, what will be the value of A? Okay, that we have to find. In this case, we have to find the value of the A. Okay, so let us, in this case, let us draw a surface, Gaussian surface you can say, inside this. Let us draw the Gaussian surface and let this distance is from the center R and its thickness is this dr thickness. This thickness is dr. Now, as we know, volume charge density can be given as dq by dv. dv is the small volume, dq is the small charge. From that we can write dq equals to dv into rho. This is the volume charge density. If we change this dv, it can be written as A into, A is the surface area here, not this A, this is different than A, let us write A dash, this A dash into dr, and this is for dv, which this A dash we can write here 4 pi r square. So it is 4 pi r square dr rho. Now if we put the value of this volume charge density, then we can write dq equals to 4 pi r square dr and its value A by R, because in the question it is given that density equals to A by R. It is given in the question. Okay. So from that, if we cut this R to R, then finally we can find here dq equals to 4 pi R dr A. This is the dq. Now if you find q for whole this Gaussian surface, inside this Gaussian surface, and we integrate this, then we can write it as q equals to integration of dq, and this can be written as integration of 4 pi r dr a, 4 pi r dr a. We have to integrate it from this a portion to the small r portion. We will going to integrate up to this. So, we will take the limit a to r. Okay. Now, in this case constants are 4 pi and a. So, let us take outside this integration sign. So, it will be 4 pi a, inside it will be r dr, limit will be a to r. This will be the key, which if we solve, it will be 4 pi a r square upon 2. Let us put the limit a to r, which can be written as 4 pi a upon r and r square with limit a to r. Let us calculate further. So, q will be equals to 4 pi a, okay, this will not be r, this will be 2, 4 pi a by 2, and in bracket we can write r square minus a square. Okay, this is the q. If we cut this and this, then finally q will become how much? 2 pi a, and inside r square minus a square. This will be the q. Now, if we apply the Gauss theorem, if we apply the Gauss theorem for this distance r from the small r from the center, then we can write applying Gauss theorem, then we can write E into 4 pi r square, that will be equals to q inside the Gaussian surface upon epsilon naught. As in the center, if you see here, as in the center the capital Q is given and we have calculated this small q. So, inside the center there will be capital Q plus a small q. This will be the inside the Gaussian surface upon epsilon naught, and that will be equals to E into 4 pi r square. Now, if you calculate this E, then this E will be equals to how much? This E will be equals to q, capital Q plus a small q upon 4 pi r square epsilon naught, capital Q plus small q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. This will be the E. So, E will be equals to, if we separate it, then it will be q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square, and again plus q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Let us put the value of this q as we have calculated by integrating. So, if you put that value, we will write that. First, let us write q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square, and then if you put the value, this value is this much, 2 pi a r square minus a square. So, let us write in that place 2 pi a r square minus a square, okay, upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. If we resolve it further, it will be E equals to q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus 2 pi a by r square and by 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus 2 pi capital A small a square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Now, see, if we rearrange it, then it can be written as E equals to q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square, and this r square get cancelled. So, it will be plus 2 pi a upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus 2 pi capital A small a square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Okay. Let us rearrange it again. We are writing first 2 pi a by 4 pi epsilon naught and then plus q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus 2 pi a square, capital A small a square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Now, if we see this part here is plus sign, this part is a variable because here is small r term in both the cases. So, these two are variable, but this part is constant. This part is constant, and as it is asked in the question, we have to find the value of A so that electric field remain constant. So, this variable part must be equal to 0. Based on that, if we write now q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square equals to 2 pi a square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. From that we find the value of A, so that we will cut this, then finally we can write what, 2 pi a square equals to q by q, then A, capital A will be equals to q by 2 pi a square. So, this will be the value for which the electric field in between that sphere will remain constant. So, A value of A will be this capital Q by 2 pi a square. Let us see the option, that is q by 2 pi a square. Option D is correct, q by 2 pi a by a square. So, option D is correct for this question. This question was appeared in JEE Mains 16. Okay, students. So, let us move to the next question. Next question is this, third question number 3. A charge q is located at the center of the cube. Small q charge is located at the center of the cube. The electric flux through any phase will be. Okay. Inside the cube, so let us first applying Gauss theorem. So, if you apply the Gauss theorem in this theorem, if you apply the Gauss theorem, we can write phi e. We have to find what? Electric flux. Phi e equals to q inside upon epsilon naught. Here q inside means inside the Gaussian surface, and that is its cube itself. So, inside there is the charge placed, phi e equals to q upon epsilon naught. This is the total flux through the cube, but we know that q has 6 phases. So, out of one phase the phi e will be, 1 by 6 q upon epsilon naught. So, this should be our answer, 1 by 6 q upon epsilon naught. Now, if you see the option, 1 by c is in all cases, but q by epsilon naught. Okay. If you see the q by epsilon naught, that equivalent will be option D. See how? Because in option D it is given that 1 by 6 4 pi q by 4 pi epsilon naught. So, this 4 pi will get cancelled and we get 1 by 6 q by epsilon naught. So, this matches with this. So, our answer is D. Okay. Let us come to the next question. Question number 4. It is given that a hollow cylinder has charge small q coulomb within it. Within the cylinder is hollow. This is the hollow cylinder in which charge small q is there. If phi is the electric flux in unit of voltmeter associated with curved surface B, through this curved surface B, the electric flux phi is given. The flux is linked with the plane surface A in unit of voltmeter. We have to find the electric flux through the plane surface A. So, if we take this hollow cylinder hole as a Gaussian surface, and then we can write that total flux phi B plus phi C plus phi A, that is flux through B, flux through E, flux through C and flux through A. All that will be equals to q inside upon epsilon naught. This we have done because the total flux phi will be equals to this much, and that we have get by applying Gauss theorem. We can write on this. Now, we see that phi B from the curved surface phi B is given. So for that we can write, this is phi net. For that we can write phi B, we can write as phi, it is given in the question, and we see that phi C and phi A both will be equal. From both the faces flux will be equal. So we can write it as phi A plus phi A, because flux through C and flux through A will be same. That we can write Q charge is given inside the hollow cylinder and upon epsilon naught. Now this we can write as phi plus 2 phi A, that will be equals to Q upon epsilon naught. Okay. From that we can write 2 phi A will be equals to Q upon epsilon naught minus phi. So phi A will be equals to 1 by 2 Q by epsilon naught minus phi, this much. So let us see what is the option for this flux. The option is yes, the first option is correct now, because we have calculated this half Q by epsilon naught phi A. So first option is correct. This question appeared in AIPMT 2007. Okay, let's come to the fifth question, and this is the last question of this chapter. Then we will move to the next chapter in next video. Let us read the question. A small metal sphere carrying charge capital Q is located at the center of the spherical cavity in the large uncharged metal sphere. So this is the large uncharged, this part is the large uncharged metal sphere, and this is the cavity, free space cavity of this metal sphere. Okay, we have to find the electric field at point P1 and P2. Okay, we have to find the electric field at point P1 and P2. We have to find the electric field. So let us draw a Gaussian surface for finding electric field at P1. Let us draw a Gaussian surface which include this P1. Okay, this one. This is the Gaussian surface we have drawn. Gaussian surface. We have drawn here the Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface. Okay. So if we draw the Gaussian surface and then we apply for finding the electric field, then we can write we have to find the electric field at this. So E into its radius is r1, so E into 4 pi r1 square, that will be equals to Q inside upon epsilon naught. Okay, this is accordance with the Gauss theorem. So from that we can write E equals to Q, inside Q is capital Q upon 4 pi r1 square, Q upon 4 pi r1 square. So this is the electric field at point, this will be the electric field at point P1, at point P1 inside the cavity. Okay, as we know, P2 point is inside the conductor. Now we know that electric field inside the conductor is always 0. E inside conductor is 0. Hence at point P2 E will be equals to 0. So students, we have done all 5 questions, and in the next video we will move to the next chapter. So if you like the video, please share, like and comment to our channel. Thank you.